Hello, my name is Hans George Campbell, and welcome to another episode of Magazine Mondays, where we allow ourselves to go back in time by thumbing through the pages of old computer magazines. Today, we're traveling back to May of 1989 by peering through the pages of the premiere issue of Antic's Amiga Plus magazine. Alright, let's take a look at Antic's premiere issue of Amiga Plus magazine for May of 1989. On the front cover, we see a beautiful picture of the Amiga 2000 computer with a 1080 Amiga monitor. Very nice. In this issue of the magazine, we have desktop video power, Steve Seagal's new rubber hose cartoon, exclusive Mac emulator, and IRS tax spreadsheet, 40-foot Amiga graphics Super Bowl 89. Okay, so let's thumb through this magazine, shall we? And let me move it over so you can see it. I have this game, Ball, in its original box, and I will be showing it on my channel. I'll actually show the game in its original box and the contents of the box, and then I will play probably the first couple of levels on my Amiga 2000 computer. I think I also have this game too, Menace. I've got that one too. Savage by Rainbird Software. Steve Seagal's Happy Guy. Okay, Amiga recreates the 30s rubber hose cartoon style. Okay. The software that was used for this animation is Sculpt 3D, which was $100 back then. And I have this program. I will show it, complete in its original box. I will show that software. Sword of Sedan by Discovery Software. I have this game complete in its original box. In fact, I have 2 copies of this, both in the original boxes. So I will show it, and I'm planning on doing a complete playthrough of this game, because I think you could play the game all the way, you know, from start to finish in about an hour, or less than an hour, so yeah. This game was mainly used to show off the Amiga computer's graphics and music capabilities. A lot of stores that sold the Amiga computer, that you would often see Sword of Sedan running. Yeah. This artwork here, it looks like it was done by one of my favorite artists, Boris. But I don't see his name anywhere on here, so AMAX arrives. Now, I do have the AMAX Macintosh emulator, which I will be doing at least 2 videos on, actually maybe 3 videos about the AMAX Macintosh emulator for the Amiga. And I have both the 64K Macintosh ROMs, and I also have the 128K Macintosh ROMs. In fact, I have those ROMs installed in the emulator. So I'm going to show you the emulator. I'm even going to show the inside, show you what the circuit board looks like. I'm going to show you how to hook the emulator up to the back of an Amiga 2000, or a 500 for that matter. And I'll show you what it looks like emulating the Mac OS. I'm thinking about doing like version 6.1 or 6.2 of the ROM, not the ROM, the Macintosh file system, you know, the graphics user interface, you know, and how good it looks. Especially if you're using a flicker fixer scan doubler board that gets rid of the flickering, you know, and it's a rock solid high res display. It looks just like a real Macintosh, it really does. In fact, the Macintosh emulation on the Amiga, the software running in Macintosh emulation mode on the Amiga computer is 20% faster than the same software running on a real Macintosh Plus computer. It basically emulates the Mac Plus, is what it emulates. And you can also plug in to the cartridge a real Apple Macintosh external disk drive, so that you can read and write actual Macintosh disks. Oh yeah, I'm going to show all of that. So stay tuned for that exciting content. Wow. I didn't even know that there were that many SuperDrive hard drives, because I've only seen this one, okay, and these 2 up here. Actually, these 3. I have never seen these. Never seen that. I would love to have that one. Actually, one of each of these. Supra I consider to be one of the nicest hard drives for the Amiga and the Atari ST computers. They made some very nice hard drives. They really did. They really did. I think it was a 20 megabyte Super drive with the adapter on one of my my early Amiga 1000 computers. I remember, and I loved using that drive. I never had any problems with that, but it worked great. Supra made some very nice hard drives. They really did. And these are my favorite drives on the Atari ST. Oh yeah. I consider these to be the best on the Atari ST. The Commodore A2620 accelerator board. I have one of these boards plugged into, I believe, my Bridgeboard Amiga 2000. And I have shown this board on my channel and talked about it. Yeah, I really like this board. I really like that board. Zoetrope. I have the full version of that program, complete in its original box, and I think the box is even still shrink wrapped. So when I show this program to you guys, I'm going to have to remove the shrink wrap because I want to show you the contents of the box. And I'll also show this program running on one of my Amiga 2000 computers. So stay tuned for that exciting content. But yeah. Yeah, right here it says, okay, Commodore A2620, the original price for this processor board, this L20 board, for the Amiga 2000, was $1,999. Basically $2,000 for that board. Wow. That's a lot of money. You have to remember that this was back in the 80s, the late 80s. $2,000 back then, that was a lot of money for a processor board, you know. That was a lot of money back then. A lot of money. Kamikaze Chess. I remember this chess program when it came out. I remember that one. I think there was a version of this also for the Commodore 64 computer, if I remember correctly. Kamikaze Chess. Fine art of color cycling. I will get more into this on my Atari ST videos, because I think color cycling was much more popular on the Atari ST than it was on the Amiga. Oh, and this right here, the Mouse Master. We didn't use these that much on the Amiga, but they were a must-have for any of us that had the Atari 1040 ST computer. Oh yeah, because of the stupid place that Atari put the mouse and joystick port, which was under the computer, underneath the keyboard. So we would plug in one of these Mouse Masters here to relocate those ports to a more, you know, convenient location. So yeah, this was a must-have with the Atari 1040 ST computer. Must-have peripheral. Oh, this right here. Masterpiece Professional Font Collection 20 disc set. I have this in the original box. And I will be showing this. I will be showing that. So, yeah. Okay. Let's continue looking through this magazine, shall we? New Amiga music software. Dr. T's Copyist Professional MIDI Magic. Yeah, I have all of the Dr. T's MIDI software, which I do plan to show on this channel. Yeah. So stay tuned for those videos. You're not going to believe how expensive that MIDI software is. It's expensive. I remember that. It was very expensive. Yeah, Dr. T's Copyist Professional was $275. God, that's a lot of money. And then MIDI Magic, let's see how much that cost. MIDI Magic was $149.95, $150 for MIDI Magic. Yeah. Tetris for the Amiga. But for some reason, I think it was better on the Atari ST computers and the Macintosh computers. I liked Tetris better, especially on the Atari ST. I thought it was much better on the Atari ST than on the Amiga. And the PC version was actually very good too. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, Tetris was very popular around this time period. It was played in all the arcades. Yeah. They had like arcades set up to where it was you could have two players playing against each other to see who would get the most levels, you know? Yeah. I think the highest I ever got was like 97 levels or whatever. That's the highest I ever got. Yeah. Word processors for the Amiga, including WordPerfect. Okay, according to this, TextCraft Plus was $100. Scribble 2.0 Excellent, well, Scribble Excellence 2.0, well, Scribble 2.0 was $80. Excellence was $400. ProWrite 2.0 was $125. WordPerfect was $400. KindWords 2.0 was $100. TextPro was $80. And Becker Text was $150, to give you an idea of how much word processors for the Amiga cost in the late 80s. Yeah. Star Glider 2 from Rainbird Software. I think I have every Rainbird game complete in its original box, and I will be showing those games. Yeah. Games Gallery. Aussie Joker Poker, right there. And it costs $50 back in the late 80s. Then we had Star Glider 2. And that cost $45. Then we have Hole-in-One Miniature Golf. That game costs $40. And we have Dragon's Lair. I have all of these games in original boxes. Yeah, Dragon's Lair. That game was $60. And then Tetra Quest was $40. $40. And Hybris was $40. Yeah, I'll be showing all of these games on my Amiga 2000. Basic Mastermind, colorful, easy handling version of the classic game. I don't think I've ever played that game, so I don't know what that's all about. I have every last one of these Amiga programs like that in their original boxes, and I will be showing them real soon this year. I'll be showing all of these programs in their original boxes, so stay tuned for that. Pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff. Now, many people, when they think of the official Amiga logo, they think of the Boing ball, but not me. Not me. I'm an old-timer. And I think that this check mark, this tick mark right here, is the official logo for the Amiga, especially in full color. I think that this reminds me more of the Amiga than the Boing ball. It really does. Especially when I see this logo in color. This is to give you an idea of how much stuff cost back then in the late 80s. Okay. Discs in lots of 50 were 99 cents each. Now this is for double-sided double density. 3.5-inch discs. And these are for generic discs. So you can imagine how much name brand is, like a box of 10 name brand discs, how much they cost. They were still very expensive back then. They averaged around $20, $20 to $25 for a box of 10 discs, you know, name brand 3.5-inch discs. They were not cheap. Yeah, they were not cheap. Postscript cost $50 back then. Anyway, now we're getting to the boring part of the magazine, where it's mostly nothing but text. I don't know if I have this software or not. If I don't, I will get it, because I want to show this on my channel. The Advanced MIDI Amiga Sampler. I definitely want to show this. And a lot of people, this soccer, the Amiga soccer game here, is one of their all-time favorite games. This was a very popular game on the Amiga from Microdeal. Yeah. Popular game. And I love artwork like that. That picture right there, that ray trace picture, I think I have that picture stored on one of my discs. But I'm planning on, this winter sometime, I'm going to be showing a lot of these Amiga ray trace pictures like this on my channel. I'm going to be showing a lot of the artwork that was done on the Amiga, on an actual Amiga 2000 computer. So stay tuned for that exciting content coming up. Yeah. Pretty sure I have that picture. Of course, we got Carrier Command, another piece of Rainbird software. I think I got that one in the box, which I will show on my channel. And then we got the back of this wonderful magazine. Okay. The Future of Programming, HiSoft Basic Professional from Mictron. All right. Well, that's it for this episode of Magazine Mondays. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more exciting content coming up real soon. My name is Hans George Campbell, and until next time.